There's been a lot of
Doug Kelly believes there was a clear message at today's hearing. Public officials and those involved in the case should stop talking.
if public officials keep making statements, I think the defense attorneys essentially have been invited to come back in and either ask for a gag order or a change of venue then. So that could happen.
Is it unusual that the defense wants cameras in the court, but the prosecution does not?
Yes. Usually the defense attorneys are not too excited about having cameras in the courtroom. Here, however, the videotape of Chauvin with his knee on Floyd's neck has set the narrative so solidly. I think that the defense attorneys here are looking to how can we change the narrative, and one way is to make each story of each defendant start to come out as early as they can. The rules that govern cameras in the courtroom are pretty solid, and they require consent of all parties. And if the prosecution says, my witnesses really don't want to testify in front of a camera, then the game is over.
Kelly thinks it's likely that all 4 officers will have separate trials. That will be determined in the September 11th hearing.
If the cases are severed, then the order that they are tried is quite important. If you have 4 separate trials, you don't want to start with the case against Lane or King, who you have the least amount of evidence against. If you want to start that chain of dominoes falling, you want to go to Chauvin first. So there will be some jockeying about how we do that. And if there are pleas, how would that affect things? So there's a lot of stuff a lot of moving parts in the equation here.